There must be some way out of here. Oh, 'cause I'm feeling so great, and I know I can escape.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, please remember to give me a like, follow and subscribe. If you're old, welcome back. So today guys, I am making a review about a Pepsi contest that killed nearly 5 people and some were injured. It was a contest of 5 million pesos, and due to some mistakes of the contest winner, the number, it was kind of, I think it's like a lottery winning, where they call a number that if you get this number you're going to win. And unluckily, the number that was called by the host in the lottery show, or maybe the host that said this is the number that if you get this number you're going to win, the number that he mistakenly called was a number that was written in most of the bottles, thereby making a lot of people winners. And that was very disastrous, because Pepsi cannot give $1 million pesos to each of these companies. They can only maybe give it to 5 people, because if not, they will go on bankruptcy. So this was very terrible, because a lot of souls thought that they were millionaires overnight, without knowing that it was a mistake by Pepsi host and anybody that organized the show or brought out the initiative. So guys, just watch it. It was a very, very tragic and terrible experience. It was something that really broke the nation, because Pepsi and Coca-Cola, they are two brothers that they are almost fighting with each other. Apart from when you come to the Philippines, there are RC, there is Pepsi, Coca-Cola, RC, and maybe any other cola drinks. But Pepsi and Coca-Cola, they are like fighting. So Pepsi had to look for a way that will make people want to drink. So they decided to put money tag on their product. Whenever you call money, especially if it's to win $1 million or $1 million peso, who wouldn't want to buy this? I can remember when in Nigeria, whenever you open a bottle of Pepsi or 7-Up, you will win money. So you have to go and claim the money. It drove us to go and purchase. A lot of people went to purchase because they want to win. Everybody wants to win something. Everybody wants to at least win, even if they are spending some money, they want to win. There is this joy you derive. Talk more of winning $1 million pesos or $1 million. So guys, just watch it. Let's see what happened.
In 1992, Pepsi ran a contest in the Philippines that ended up killing 5 people. The contest was called Number Fever, and the idea was simple. Every evening, the news would reveal a winning number.
Tomorrow's winning number is 373.
And if you had a Pepsi bottle cap with that number, you won $1 million pesos. Now, $1 million pesos in 1992 was life-changing for the average Filipino. So this contest became very popular.
Will you be the next millionaire?
Families would stockpile Pepsi bottle caps in their homes. Many people would root through dumpsters trying to find winning caps. According to Pepsi, half of the country's population was actively participating in the contest. And it was because of this popularity that Pepsi decided to extend Number Fever for an additional 5 weeks. And this is where things went terribly wrong. You see, throughout the contest, Pepsi was in complete control of how many winners there were. They relied on a computer program to seed 2 winning caps into bottling plants. 2 winning caps meant that there could only be 2 winners, and Pepsi would stay within their budget. But something went wrong after they extended the contest. The computer program glitched, causing some numbers to be mixed up. And on May 25th, 1992, at 6 p.m., the Channel 2 Evening News called the winning number 349. And while there were only supposed to be 2 winners, hundreds of thousands of Filipinos began to celebrate. You see, 349 was already designated as a non-winning number, and because of this, bottling plants were free to print that number as much as they wanted. This resulted in over 600,000 349 caps circulating in the Philippines. 349 was such a common cap that many people had more than one. That night, the streets went wild with celebration. They were all rich and could finally stop worrying about money. Hundreds of people rushed to the Pepsi factory with their winning caps. It soon had to be shut down and guarded by police. The company quickly realized that they had messed up big time. Pepsi executives had a meeting in the middle of the night to try and come up with a solution. It would have cost them tens of billions of dollars to honor each winning cap. So instead, they put the blame on the computer and offered 500 pesos for each winning cap. Now, 500 pesos was only around $18. This was 0.05% of the original prize. And while some took them up on this offer, most refused and became even more angry. They didn't care about some computer error. Pepsi was a multi-billion-dollar corporation. In their eyes, they had to honor the full prize amount. But Pepsi didn't budge, and violent protests and riots broke out, ultimately leaving 5 people dead and dozens injured. 349 winners stormed the Pepsi factories, throwing Molotov cocktails into the windows and bombing Pepsi trucks that drove by. Over the next year, the angry mob took a more organized approach to fight Pepsi. Coalition 349 was a group of winners that took legal action against the company. They elected a local preacher named Del Fierro as their leader. He rounded up over 800 349 winners in an attempt to sue Pepsi for over $400 million. Now, the chaos continued well into 1993, at which point a new twist in the story started circulating. Old newspaper headlines suggested that Pepsi was somehow responsible for bombing their own trucks. These headlines were based on a testimony from a police officer. He alleged that in order to paint Coalition 349 as terrorist and damage their position in court, Pepsi hired mercenaries to infiltrate these groups and cause the riots. More testimonies surfaced of people claiming that Pepsi had paid them to start trouble and cause mayhem. A Pepsi lawyer quickly denied the allegations, and that was basically the end of it. In 1993, the court finally put an arrest warrant out for 9 Pepsi executives. This was a huge win for Coalition 349, but unfortunately, it was one of their only. In the following months, almost all of the civil suits and criminal complaints were tossed out of court, and in 2006, the court officially closed the book on all of the remaining court cases. They found that Pepsi had not been negligent in the number fever disaster. When it was all said and done, Pepsi only had to pay one small fine of 150,000 pesos. Many Filipinos who experienced number fever are still traumatized to this day. Even mentioning the word Pepsi around certain groups is frowned upon. Pepsi was recently asked for their response to the number fever disaster, and they came out with this statement. These events took place almost 30 years ago, and none of the executives familiar with this program are at PepsiCo anymore. We deeply regret any pain and suffering our mistake caused the people of the Philippines.
Oh my god, this is really, I feel like crying. Oh, I know how being people and not fulfilling the promise can be very traumatizing, and I also know how it's almost like you have been wishing to be very rich and a chance came and it just happened. You maybe open this Coca-Cola bottle or Pepsi bottle and look at the cup and find out you are one of the winners and you're like rich overnight. It's almost like a lottery winner when they just like, oh my god, trust it. And they are rich overnight. It's almost like, oh my god, you would have sleepless night because you need to get hold of that money. I just know why those people were like, oh no, no. Because everybody has dreamt of how they're going to leave their job, how they're going to take care of their family, they're going to leave poverty for the rest of their life. And I understand it. It's not easy. I know for Pepsi, it's not possible for them to pay that amount of money because it was 600,000 and a million pesos now is like, how much is a 1,000,000 pesos? I think it's very much. So a 1,000,000 pesos, it's almost nearly 17 to 18,000 dollars, which is very, very huge. Yes, I feel bad. I'm sorry for the family that lost people for nothing. I feel really bad. This is a very tragic something that happened in the 90s. I think it happened in the 90s. It was it's a mistake, and I know why they made that mistake, because of they extended it to another way, because they found that they had sales. When they announced that there will be a winner, 1,000 pesos, they saw a lot of people buying Pepsi. They made so much gain, and because of greed, I think Pepsi were very greedy. Because of greed, they had to extend another month, because if you can make a lot of sales within a week, why, when you extend it to another week, you will see how many people that will buy Pepsi, even if they don't want to drink Pepsi. They want to participate and be a winner. It was just greed that made them to extend it, and it affected the system, because this is all about system. The computer has been programmed, this is going to be it cannot be more than that. But because of greed, they had to extend it without checking on their system. And then systems or computers are not as good as it is now. Now you can even use your phone and operate everything, but then you need a professional, you need to have a laptop, you need a computer, like a desktop. Okay, and those desktops are very big, and yeah, it was like it was like greed, and yeah, that made them to extend it, and they made it, people lost their life, blood was shed just because of this mistake. And some people were like, no, I'm not taking the 500, because they said, okay, we're going to give everybody 500, because it's almost 600 and something. We're going to give you all 500, but some accepted it, said no problem. Those that felt like, okay, I didn't work too much hard for it, it's okay. But those that said, no, this is how it's going to be, this is how it's going to be, we don't want you to change your mouse or change whatever. I feel bad. It's terrible how it is, because it affected the country, because something like this can make everything just when you watch it, you find out that the courts, they just focused on it. So the whole world were just on standstill because of this incident. Nobody were doing anything anymore. They just want like justice, justice, justice. It's a tragedy, because yeah, it's a very, very big tragedy, and a lot of people died. So many infrastructure, so many people lost their job, because definitely the Pepsi companies would have lost some of their job, and some of their employers would have left, because they don't want to associate with this. All right, guys, I have to go now. See you guys soon. Please do well to subscribe, do well to watch my next videos, and I'll share your opinion. What do you think? If you were there, if you were like, maybe you witnessed it, on the comment section, please just share with us how it was, because I didn't know about it. I just saw it, and most of us foreigners, we don't even know about it. And when you watch other videos, you will see a lot of people were like saying, as a Filipino, the story is sometime I heard from my parents. Most Filipinos were babies, so most people that knew about this they were alive in 80s and maybe 90s, and those 70s, they were those people that witnessed this. And most people, like new generations, 90s, they were still babies, so they don't even know anything. Yeah. So guys, see you guys soon. Love you guys. Subscribe. Bye.